Good morning, Texasoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater, and this morning we have a two-part Inside Texasoma for you. We are going to be talking about the best of stories throughout the month of February that we aired right here only on News Channel 6, even sitting down with some of the reporters that put these stories together. But first, we're talking about the Patterson Family of dealerships and News Channel 6 Wheels and Thrills Expo, a big family fun event coming up this Saturday. And it is full of all things fast, luxurious, beautiful, you name it, it's going to be there this coming weekend. Joining us now with the very latest is our very own News Channel 6 sales manager, Chris Cunningham, and also Lamont Miles. He is with Patterson Family of dealerships. So Lamont, thank you for being here as well.
Thanks for being
We
here.
appreciate it. And can you tell us where it's going to be and really just kind of what people can expect?
It's going to be at the Impact Center. From cars to RVs, nice trucks, motorcycles, boats, watercraft, you name it. It's going to be, a really great event. Just glad everybody's going to be a part of it.
And this is showcasing all of the new ones, correct?
Oh,
all
absolutely.
the new trucks, the new cars.
All the latest models that have come out from 2014, 2015s, some of the new designs of some of the lineups. It's just a really good look for the consumers to come out.
Now, I've had a chance to go on some of those RVs before in the past at different events, and I tell you what, it'll just blow your mind. You know, you walk in, you feel like you're in a home or something.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. So is there anything you can tell us maybe about a new model this year that kind of stands out or kind of piques your interest?
The new Yukon, it's out for 2015, has a great look. The Kia Optima, it's had a redesign. It's gorgeous, nice looking vehicle. The Jeep Cherokee has an all new look. The Mercedes S-Class and the new CLA. We've got, with the 12 models, our 12 franchises that we have, we've got just a new look coming with so many of them. I can't even name them all, but I know there's probably, with no exaggeration, probably 10 different new looks that are going to be out there to look at. So,
is that common? For that many, companies to change, I guess, the way their complete model looks? Because, usually they hang on to it maybe for a couple of years, and then it seems like they are changing the style, the body of it.
Yeah, it seems like, consumer demand, everybody's always trying to come up with the next best thing, the next best look. And so everybody's having to look and say, okay, hey, I'm ready to do it this way now. So sometimes it's happening sooner than expected, but everybody's trying to improve and get ahead.
Hey, that's a plus for the
Yeah.
plus for you, Texasoma,
Absolutely.
right? So this is a chance
Absolutely.
to come out there and check them out. A lot of new things that you probably haven't seen. I want to quickly, before we kind of get into some of the motorcycles and the boats, Chris, I know you're going to tell us about that, but it's only $2 to get in, and I love how all of the door proceeds are actually going to help a nonprofit right here in our community.
We chose Meals on Wheels. They've got a March for Wheels coming up in March, so we thought it'd be a really good time to kind of team up with them and support a local charity.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, I know this is something News Channel 6 is proud to be a part of. It's going to be a fun event, a big event. Bring the entire family out there because kids 12 and under, they actually get it free, so that's always a plus. Something to do on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. And tell us about the motorcycles and the boats because, again, all new stuff coming.
Absolutely. Well, this is our second year, Ashley. And the first year, Patterson's is the one that actually headed it up, and they had Red River Harley out there. Well, this year, went ahead and asked Red River Harley see if Eddie Hill's Fun Cycles can get in. So now they said, sure, we have two different types of audiences. So
Yeah.
we're actually going to have Harleys there, and we're actually going to have Eddie Hill's Yamahas and their other brands that they carry as well. And of course, Larry's Marine's jumping on board. They were a part of it last year. They're going to be a part of it this coming year as well. So I talked to him just this past week, and they're going to be bringing pontoons out there, some fishing boats, some skiing boats, and they're just going to have a large selection as well.
Have you been able to check any of the new boats out or anything?
I have, but I want that to remain a secret. There's some very good stuff that's coming.
You already have your eye on one, it sounds like.
You know what? You know how those salespeople are. They make you stand on it, make you get in it and picture that you're at the lake. So, yes, definitely.
And that's such a great point because that's what you're going to be able to do out there, right? You can get in the car or get on the boat. And this is a perfect time, too, because right before spring break.
It's real convenient because it's all under one location.
Yes.
So you can go look at cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, boats, watercraft. It's all right there in one location. You don't have to go point A to point B to point C to get there. Because we've done car shows in the past where we've had a tremendous amount of support with that. And then we added RVs, to our lineup. And so it was like, when an RV consumer comes and looks, they tend to have motorcycles, and things like that they kind of handle. So what a great idea to bring that in and let them also be able to look at that as well. So.
Absolutely. Check it all out in one stop. Again, it's going to be 2 days. It's a 2-day event on Saturday from 10 to 5, and then on Sunday, 11 to 5. And you said it's just $2 to get in. All of those proceeds are going to be helping Meals on Wheels, the door proceeds that come in, and that's a nonprofit right here in our community. A great nonprofit. I know we featured here on Inside Texasoma. Chris, is there anything else you can tell everyone why it was important for News Channel 6 for us to be involved in this event?
Absolutely. We're always trying to get into the community on a bigger scale, and this was just one of those events that we could partner up with Patterson's on and really just reach several thousands of people who attend this deal over both days. And it's a great family environment. There's not going to be any type of alcohol served there. There will be concessions that'll be opened, but once again, it's just a good reach out to the community.
Patterson Family Dealerships has always been really big in community support. And we just want to always make sure we can do our part to offer that community support to everyone to come out. I mean, and get a great experience that they can say, they're glad to be a part of this community. So
yeah, have a fun afternoon.
Absolutely.
Check out some pretty cool new stuff that's going to be again in that one-stop shop that they keep talking about. Well, we appreciate both of you taking time to be here this morning and look forward to it. The News Channel 6 team is going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. I know we are all really excited, Chris, for this big event.
Absolutely. The community's got to come out and see all of our on-air talent that will be there. We might even have radar out there. Who knows?
The kids always love Super Radar. We love them too, but the kiddos, always a big hit. So come out there, take your picture with Super Radar. He loves to meet all of the kiddos. Again, you have 2 opportunities. You can come both days, Saturday and Sunday, and it's all at the Impact in Wichita Falls. So we will see you then, Texasoma. Well, stick around. We need to take a quick break. We'll be right back with much more. Welcome back to Inside Texasoma. We are now going to be taking an inside look at some stories you will only see on News Channel 6. One of those was done by our very own News Channel 6, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
Absolutely. And you know what? Being a mother myself, I just really love this next story because it's something I can connect to and really relate to on a personal level as well. But it's called The Age of Innocence, and it's so timely because whenever it comes to the youth, the children here in Texasoma, we're talking about how the media affects them. So can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Absolutely, Ashley. I spoke to 2 parents who have kids, a boy and a girl, who are both 10 years old. And we talked about the music industry, how it really affects them. 2 of these kids grew up watching Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber. As you know them now, they're completely different artists. Sure. Some of the things that they see them do now has really impacted them in schools. And we talked to them about those topics, and it was very interesting. The first one was Abigail. She was a 10-year-old who dances at Dance Etc. here in Wichita Falls. So I wanted to make sure when I talked to her and interviewed her that she was comfortable and was able to tell me what she really felt. Dalton, who's also 10, I visited his home and we played video games, and then in between playing video games we also discussed the topics.
Now, sitting down then with these 2 children in our community, what surprised you? Were there things they said that you maybe just weren't expecting?
Absolutely. I don't even remember or recall at 10 years old discussing some of the things they talk. I don't want to give too much away because you guys are going to see that later in the piece, but it was very deep. Some things that's really going to want you to communicate more with your child, particularly kids in the school districts here in Wichita Falls.
Absolutely. And I love it. I believe you had said one of the children, they don't even have cable in their home, and they knew everything you were talking to them about, and really just some timely information, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's really crazy about it. I mean, he doesn't have cable at his home, but yet he knows about the major things that are happening in the media. So that just goes to tell you, you can try to prevent your kid from seeing this type of stuff that airs on television, but when they get to school, there's no boundaries. You know, kids are going to talk about what they want to talk about on their own time. That's something that you just can't stop, but you just have to be able to communicate. Right. And that's one thing one of the parents was saying, that she communicates with her daughter on the regular, so when these types of conversations come up, it's not something that, oh, we're not going to talk about this. No, let's talk about this so we can know what's going on.
Keeping that door open, that channel of communication. Great advice, and I know something probably every parent can take away, maybe grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever you are. A great story. You want to check this out, affecting kiddos right here in our community. In case you missed it the first time or just want to check it out again, another look at Age of Innocence.
Diana Taylor is a stay-at-home mom who devotes a lot of attention to her son and spends a lot of time walking the halls of Texasoma schools. She says the conversations she hears children her son's age talk about are quite disturbing.
They talk about sex, and that's not just in the high school level.
Her son is 10 years old and in the 5th grade. Children Dalton Taylor's age look up to pop stars like Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber. Both artists have a large following of fans that have watched them evolve over the years.
Whenever I was younger and Justin Bieber came out, I had no idea about him.
However, it wasn't too long before 10-year-old Abigail Terry became a believer. She says her cousin introduced her to his music.
She told me all about him and she showed me all his music and stuff, and that's what got me to start liking him.
Dalton Taylor grew up watching Disney Channel, and that's where he discovered Miley Cyrus.
I used to watch that show every Saturday.
Both artists started out innocent enough, but their efforts to shed their child star image are quickly turning into a bad influence on children consumed with the entertainment business.
The first downfall of what's happening with the youth from the entertainment industry is a pure lack of respect.
Dalton's mom thinks the industry has a major influence on today's youth.
The youth sees this, so from that point on, they're like, well, if, this person did that, then I can get away with it too.
For example, girls twerking at school.
Even at the elementary school level, they'll get out there and they'll talk about twerking.
If you're not familiar with the term, take a look at this clip. This is Miley Cyrus twerking on singer Robin Thicke at the MTV Video Music Awards. Her performance caused a firestorm of controversy. It even sparked a conversation between Susan Sayon and her daughter.
For instance, Miley on the awards when she did the whole twerking and stuff, okay, Abigail and I looked at each other, made a face.
So I asked Abigail if she ever tried to dance.
Have you ever tried twerking?
In front of my mom, yes.
Even though she admits to doing the dance, Abigail knows some kids her age take it too far.
A lot of girls do it in the halls at my school, okay, and teachers get on to them about it. They don't care though.
Despite the influence it is having on some children, Susan Sayon doesn't believe her daughter will do the same.
She knows right from wrong. She knows the shows that are appropriate, not appropriate.
And despite the singer's troubling actions, she says they're still fans.
We love Justin and we do like a Miley.
And while they listen to the artist's music, she doesn't think her daughter will follow in their footsteps. And maybe she's right.
She can be herself and nobody could change her, and so, if I'm going to like her, I can like her, but just because I like her and she's popular, that doesn't mean I have to do whatever she does.
Sayon trusts her daughter will do the right things because they talk to each other openly about controversial topics like Miley Cyrus twerking or Justin Bieber getting arrested.
I'm very open with the kids, and anything that comes forward about any situations like that, we just go for it. We talk about it.
However, for some parents, reoccurring incidents like Justin Bieber making headlines puts more attention on the artist, making kids more likely to engage in these activities.
To me, it's teaching our kids, hey, I can do whatever it takes to become a superstar, no matter how immoral, how unethical, how trashy of a lifestyle I live. As long as I get up there into that status, they're going to talk about me no matter what.
And while a celebrity's deviant behavior may be catching the attention of some children, her son Dalton sees past it and wants to see a change.
What do you think needs to happen as far as in the entertainment industry? What do you think needs to change?
I think there's just some things that need to go away. Miley Cyrus is a bad influence to kids because she's doing like wrong things on TV and they're plastering it all over the news.
You said that now that you've gotten to the point where you don't want to watch TV. Tell me why.
I'm not watching much TV anymore because I'm just giving up. I want to have a good role model like Tim Tebow. The media is tearing him down because of his Christianity.
And Abigail Terry agrees.
These little kids are going to be looking up to them, and once they're older, they're going to be thinking it's right.
Yes, they should probably behave a little bit more, but you have to understand they are growing up as well. So they have to make mistakes. We're looking at them. We want them to be a better influence, but they're gonna mess up.
That's why Susan Sayon says parents must do their part to guide their children in the right direction.
It's parenting. It is parenting. You know, I'm teaching her right from wrong. We talk about it. It's an open discussion.
And Diana Taylor says that's what's missing.
What I noticed too is it's a lot of parent involvement or lack of parent involvement.
But she still would like to see some changes.
If there was one thing that you would want to see change, what would it be?
More positive. Something to give our children something real to aspire to. Not somebody who did nothing to get in the spotlight.
Jimmy Johnson, News Channel 6.
Welcome back to Insidetexoma. Once again, we are taking an inside look at stories you saw only on News Channel 6. Our very own Taylor Barnes is joining us now. Taylor, first of all, thanks for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
Absolutely. And you know, what a timely story that you took on, because we're talking about secure Wi-Fi, and it seems like everywhere you go nowadays, you can find maybe free Wi-Fi, which is always a plus. But the question is, how safe is it?
And that's the thing, they really aren't safe. A lot of the times when we go to Starbucks and hotels and even airports, we just click, you know, whatever link we want to go to, and we just log on. We maybe check our bank account information or even other personal information, but really someone else can easily figure out our location, any of our information, and other things like that.
That's so scary. And a lot of times you may be doing it on your cell phone or maybe a tablet or something. So all of that, though, still puts you at risk, right?
Yes, exactly. And what people really need to look for is that web address. At the top of your web address, it should say HTTPS. The S at the end, it means secure. So always look for that whenever you're entering any type of personal information.
I know, we were talking about that, and definitely a big surprise to both Taylor and I. There's a lot of people who may have already known that out there, but maybe a lot who don't. So I think that's easy advice. If it does not, should you just assume that anybody could be looking at your information?
Definitely just assume anytime you get on the internet that someone is always looking at your information. That's why you always need to make sure the site that you're on is secure. And when someone gets our personal information, that sets us up for things like identity theft.
Sure.
And a lot of people, like, by the time that they realize that their identity has been stolen, it's usually too late in the process. So that's why I think it's just really an easy step just for them to look at that web address, and then they should be fine.
Now, whenever you were researching this, who did you speak to and how did you go about choosing, where you were going to get this information from?
I actually spoke with the president of Webfire Communications. His name is Ripley Tate, who knows a lot about Wi-Fi. He's even had people come to him and tell him, oh, my identity has been stolen, and there's really nothing that he can do. Like I said, it's too late by that time.
Absolutely. Now, did they say that people go to these free hotspots, so to speak, looking for victims?
That's exactly what they do. And they also can set up their own hotspot, which is actually very, very scary because you don't know, like say I can go to Starbucks and I think I'm actually on the Starbucks Wi-Fi, but I'm actually on this scammer or this hacker's Wi-Fi connection.
Wow.
So in that way they can find out every single thing that I'm doing, they can see everything that I'm looking at, and that's really, really scary.
Wow, that is really scary. So again, just take that simple advice. She has lots more for you in this story. Taylor, we appreciate you being here with us this morning. I mean, it's a very timely topic and one that unfortunately we have to continue to address as technology keeps on growing. So.
Correct. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And Texasoma, once again, in case you missed it the first time or just need a couple of reminder course here, we're going to take another look at secure Wi-Fi.
We see them at various locations around Texasoma. These signs that state free Wi-Fi. So we take out our tablets, our smartphones, and even our laptops and join. But just how safe and secure are these free spots?
There's a lot of hackers out there. There's a lot of people that can get into your personal stuff and they can slander your name, and make you look like a bad person when really you're a good person.
If your device isn't encrypted, you could be in trouble. If you use like banking apps on your phone and you're not careful about it, people you don't know who else is using that hotspot that could get into your bank information.
The president of Webfire Communications couldn't agree more. Ripley Tate says free Wi-Fi hotspots aren't safe at all.
There is no security. These free Wi-Fi hotspots become targets for some of the criminals out there.
When we join free hotspots, so do hackers, looking for your most personal information.
They're looking for passwords and bank accounts.
And even your social security number. Our most personal information gets stolen at our most vulnerable state. But you could put your defenses back up by doing something that takes less than a second. Checking the web address for HTTP versus HTTPS, which is new information to some Texasoma residents. Do you know the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
No, I don't.
It says HTTP and HTTPS. Do you know the difference between the two?
No, I don't.
The S at the end of HTTP means secure. You don't want to enter any personal or financial information to any site without seeing it.
In today's online world, most people are making purchases online with their credit cards or debit cards, and that can be a scary thing if you're not doing it through a secure website. It's not a small thing, it is on a very large scale. Sometimes that can be difficult to stop once it starts. It takes lots of time.
Another way to make sure you have a safe Wi-Fi connection is to set up a secure browser extension.
And what that means is your web browser will only surf to HTTPS protocols, meaning it will only view secure websites.
Also, you can connect to a VPN or a virtual private network.
It encrypts the connection between your device and the servers that you hit. There are some sites out that allow you on a subscription base to connect to a VPN through the public Wi-Fi.
These are all small steps that could make a big difference in protecting your information.
When you're dealing with these public Wi-Fi hotspots, it's even more critical to make sure that what you're transmitting is either non-critical, or if it is critical, you're securing it.
Taylor Barnes, News Channel 6.
You can check out all of our Only on 6 reports that we did throughout the month of February online at newschannel6now.com. We want to say thanks for joining us this morning, Texasoma. As always, we hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning for another look inside Texasoma.